What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video in my tutorial series where we talk about Java. Now today we are going to be talking about for loops. And what's a for loop? A for loop is basically a way for you to repeat a statement again and again. So I'm just going to get into it and create an example for you. Okay, so let's start. A for loop has this kind of syntax: for we'll have a starting value, and this is going to be our counter. I'm just going to call it a counter, and we're going to initialize its value to 0. And this we're gonna end it with a semicolon. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a condition. Now, if and this is basically here's our condition. So we're going to say counter, as long as counter is greater than, say, 5, right? We will do something. Now, in the last part, so a for loop is split into 3 sections. We have our counter, we have our condition, and the last thing we have is um, basically what modifies our counter. So this is gonna modify our counter and essentially be the terminator for our for loop. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain this. So why don't I go ahead and do this? System.out.print print a line, and I'm gonna go ahead and put hi. And the first thing you should notice is you should expect this statement to be printed out 5 times. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and run this, and let's take a look here. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I have it switched here. We should have counter is 5, and as long as counter is greater than 0, that way we start at 5. We're gonna go down by 1. Let's go ahead and run that again. And now we should see our print statement here executed 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And basically what I'm trying to get at is this. A for loop essentially does the following. It's going to run some sort of whatever condition you place in it a set number of times based on your counter and your condition. So in this case, we set our counter to be 5, and as long as the counter is above 0, we'll execute this statement here. So here's the control flow. We're going to check this. We're going to say the very first time we encounter this for loop right here, we're going to say, okay, we're going to initialize counter to have the value of 5. All right, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check against this. We're going to say, is our counter here counter variable greater than 0? And in our case, it is, right? So right now, counter has the value 5. It's going to go through this, and 5 is greater than 0, so we're going to execute this statement, print it once, and at the end of the statement, we're going to go to the last section right here and decrement counter by a value of 1. So now counter is going to have the value of 4. We're going to come in here. Is counter greater than 4, greater than 0? Yes, it is. Print the statement out. All right, after we printed it out, we go back here, decrement it by 1. Counter is going to have the value 3. Is 3 greater than 0? Yes, it is. Print this out. Now we repeat the process over and over again until we get to counter as the value of 0. Now, when counter is the value of 0, at the last time it prints this, counter is going to have the value of 1. Comes here, 1 minus minus is going to give us the value of 0. And is 0 greater than 0? No, it is not. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we end this for loop right here. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is basically how you would go about using a for loop. And if you like this video, please go ahead and click that like button, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.